Yes, it really was 3 years ago that I bought that half-finished XK8 with the intention of turning it out as a race car. I thought that I was buying into something that just needed finishing up and putting together, and that was how I started out. Ooh, look, I got it running! Ooh, look at my aluminium boot floor I made! Yeah, no mate, you're fucked. You don't even know it yet. I thought that the car being an early one with an early V8 was incidental and it wouldn't really make any difference to how I approached the project. No, a V8 is not a V8 apparently when it's a 4 litre versus a 4.2. Everything is different and that changes everything for me. Basically, it meant that I would have to completely rethink and effectively start again, which is not what I bought into, not what I wanted to do, but there was no real way around it. So it has taken 3 years to get the ideas, the parts and the budget together to actually start this thing, but I think it is finally time to get into it, so let's go.
Unlike any XK that's gone before, this one has a manual gearbox. In fact, they've changed the entire rear end and fitted a limited slip diff. Which means you can do this.
Unfortunately, that XKRR was a complete one-off that never hit production, and every X100 Jaguar left the factory with a completely open diff, including mine. That is no use for motorsport, but with no off-the-shelf options available, it takes some clever thinking to find a solution. Here's what I'll be using. It's a Jaguar 3.54 ratio power lock, basically what you'd find in an XJS, but taken out of its original casing and installed in the casing from an X300 saloon. It's not fancy, but it is a limited slip diff and it will get the job done. Now I just need to get it in, which means dropping the rear subframe. It won't be my first rodeo, I've done this before with the XJS, but the XK8 has very different rear suspension, so it's going to be a voyage of discovery for me. Let's go. The first stages were to prepare the subframe for removal. Disconnect the prop shaft, disconnect the handbrake mechanism, tie up the brake calipers, disconnect the wheel speed sensors. I could then have a go at the 4 mounting bolts on the corner of each suspension turret that were attaching the turrets to the body. I did this with the weight of the suspension supported on a jack, which I could then use to slowly lower the suspension to full droop. With the subframe prepped, removing it from the car was relatively simple, if a little bit fiddly. There are 2 major mounting locations to be aware of. On front of the frame, running onto the body of the car through plates that run through bushings, and then up on top of the frame, above the diff. We did the front mounts first, removing the plates from the body, and then let the suspension settle onto the jack. Once the weight was supported by the jack, we could then remove the rear mounts to drop the whole thing to the deck. With the subframe out, it was time to begin the process of stripping it back to its bare bollocks to take the old diff out and plonk the new one in. This included the notorious Jaguar half shaft nuts, which always put up a fight, and this occasion was no different. The only significant alteration that would need to be made to accommodate the new diff would be changing the front plate to the style from an X300. Removing the old XK8 one revealed the horse collar, a massive piece that keeps the front diff mounts in tie with the front wishbone mounts, and removal of this would be the first point of significant emotional trauma during the project, but not the last.
Oh!
With this removed, I expected to be able to lift the diff fully clear of the frame. I'm gonna break my toes because this whole thing's gonna fall apart. Oh my god. Or not, okay. It was almost as though you've managed to completely neglect to discover the two great big bloody bolts that go straight through the bottom of it, you muppet. See if you can see the moment that the penny drops. It's still... that frame's still moving with it, I don't know why.
What's this attached to now? Is it independent?
No, but it's definitely moving. Yeah, do you see what I mean? That frame's coming with the fucking diff, why?
I feel if that...
Hang on a sec. Oh, there's bolts. There's bolts underneath.
Well, you're a genius, aren't you? Right, leave it to that.
I can't believe that was fucking attached there. Oh dear. Oh my god.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Weirdly, the diff was remarkably easy to take out of the frame once it had actually been unbolted, you Jap's eye. Anyway, the old diff was out and the new diff was ready to go in, or nearly ready. It needed a little bit of prep, namely it needed the old fluid drained out and some lovely new Miller's CRX LS very expensive diff oil went in a bid to try and preserve the contents through the absolute abuse and torture that's about to come. Now it was as simple as just popping the new diff in the frame, right? No, that's not how it worked. No, this was a battle. This was an absolutely brutal task. Basically, there are 3 or 4 mounting locations for the diff through the studs at the front and the rear, the bolts through the bottom, and there's an order to them, apparently. I couldn't find it. I couldn't work out what the order was. By the time I'd done up one thing, another thing wouldn't be in alignment. And if I did the other thing first, then I couldn't do the first thing. It was a nightmare. This was a real battle. All in all, it ended up being 3 or 4 hits of taking the diff in, out, trying different things, trying different ways, before finally we landed on something that worked. But at this point, I was in danger of being ever so slightly stressed out. And never get a Jaguar to race, because what a stupid fucking thing to do, because they're not even fast, they're fucking shit, they're fucking slow. They're an absolute load of shit. They don't fucking stop. They don't fucking go around corners properly. They're complete wank. And then you think they're cheap, and that's why you start doing it, because you think they're cheap, and you think, oh, there's nothing on that I can't just fucking do with hard work and grit and determination. It turns out it's all fucking shit, and they're not fucking cheap, actually, in the end, because they're fucking expensive. And every other cunt there's got £1 million, so their cars have all got 700 horsepower, and you're fucking £4,000 Jag that was meant to be perfect for £4,000 and get you going, and that's why you bought it. It actually ends up costing you closer to fucking £7,000 or £8,000 by the time you finally got the fucking thing working. It's got fucking 200 horsepower, and every other cunt makes you look a right fucking prick, because they've all got fucking 800, and it's fucking shit, and they're fucking stupid and bollocks, and I fucking wish I'd never started, and everything on them is a fucking pile of wank, and I fucking absolutely hate fucking Jaguars, and I'd quite happily never look at another one ever again. Now remember that thing I said about chicken and egg sequence of events and doing things out of sequence and how it's counterproductive because you then got to undo the thing you've just done. Well, yeah, the more observant among you, or more observant than me apparently, may have noticed that the great big steel collar thing isn't on the front of the diff. Yeah, viewer discretion advised. You're about to witness the devastation of man. You know what? Oh no, I was about to say, do you know what? And give you a fist bump and say, do you know what?
We're not going to get the plate in because. Oh, God, we're going to have to undo as well.
No!
It's those bolts. So that plate can
I fucking refuse. I fucking refuse. That will bend. That's going to have to bend out of the way. I fucking refuse. Right.
That wishbone needs to go out.
Let's just go straight up. I don't actually know. Right, the frame is pretty much back together now. Front faceplate is on, bolted in. The diff is bolted to that front frame via the great big horse collar thingy. Wishbones are back on. Everything is snudged up. The only thing left to put on are the half shafts, which I haven't been able to do yet because when measuring the diffs, there was a difference in the track width. So, been needing these. They're going to go on to bring our camber angle back out. Once those camber plates and the half shafts went back on, the whole frame was ready to go back in the car. To be honest, this whole process went remarkably smoothly. I think we'd used up all of our pain and anguish in getting the diff in, and now the world had nothing left to throw at us. Pretty much, it was the reverse of getting it out. We snudged everything up, bolted it all together, and it all went in good as gold. This was only the first little baby step in what's going to be a very long and complicated build, but it's amazing to know that once it's up and running, this X100 is going to be one of the only ones on the planet that is truly skid-worthy. There's a lot more to come, so stay tuned.